Greetings, fellow space travelers, Bionic Dance here. I was very reluctant to make this video because the subject is kind of a taboo, but I felt the potential negative consequences are now outweighed by the necessity and the possible benefits. First, a little background. How many of you remember my old Rational Station series? For those who haven't been around that long, it was the adventures of Sandra and her robot Dewey aboard a space station intended for scholarly pursuits. Sandra was part of Rational Station's theology department, atheism division, and occasionally she engaged in a wee bit of karaoke. It's been a while since there's been a new episode, and I felt it was high time the series was resurrected. The characters have been revamped to look, well, let's face it, less creepy, and the special effects are more sophisticated as well. Also, in addition to simply discussing atheism, there's now something of a story arc being written in as well. And, of course, there was my Ray Gun Rebecca animation, which was my tribute to Star Wars and 80s cartoons. I do so love animating. Now the real point of this video. The actual animating is easy and goes quite quickly. The bottleneck is rendering, the processing that makes each frame of video finalized, professional quality. My computer is old and slow, and the process can be very lengthy. There was a shot rendered recently that was all of 6 seconds of video, 6 seconds of screen time, and it took literally 3 days to render. No joke, no hyperbole, no exaggeration, 3 days of render time. 6 seconds of video. At this very moment, as I write this, I have a 4-second shot that'll take 12 hours to render. This current episode of Rational Station will probably be 4 to 8 minutes long, even if we're generous and call it 3 hours per second of video. Okay, my math has to be wrong because that's 40 weeks before this animation is finished. That's most of a year. Then again, Ray Gun Rebecca took 8 months to finish, so maybe it's not that far off. Bottom line is, I need a new computer, and that's why I'm starting a Patreon page. On Patreon, you can donate a certain amount of money per video, and you can set a monthly limit, so if I go crazy and make 200 videos over 4 weeks, you won't go bankrupt. As I said, asking people for money is kind of a taboo on YouTube, so I want to stress that there is absolutely no obligation. I'm giving away my video for free now, except for ad revenue, which pays not nearly as much as you might imagine. And I'm not going to stop, even if I get no Patreon support whatsoever. But your reward for donating is that you will get episodes of Rational Station more often, animations much more frequently, simply because the time required to make them will be significantly less. You'll be getting something for your money if you donate. Besides, it seems like everybody and their hamster has a Patreon page now. You can hardly fault me for jumping on the bandwagon. So, if you'd like to get more animation more often, please, by all means, donate. But if you cannot afford it, or just plain don't want to, that's perfectly fine. As I said, there is zero obligation. Either way, thank you for watching. Until next time, fellow space travelers.